In the presence of the Vice President of the Supreme Council for Environment, a Deputy Chairman of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club Supreme Committee, and Member of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sport, His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid bin Isa Al Khalifa, as well as Member of the Supreme Council for Women, Dr. Sheikh Hesed bint Khalid Al Khalifa, the club organised the 18th race of the season for the Cups of the Supreme Council for Women, Bahrain Jewellery Centre, Porsche and the Saks Fifth Avenue. The event was attended by a number of Their Highnesses, representatives of the sponsors and equestrian sport enthusiasts, and took place at the club's racecourse at Al Rafa, Sakir. Winners of the Cups were crowned, and Dr. Sheikh Hesed bint Khalid Al Khalifa presented the third round trophy of the Supreme Council for Women Cup to His Highness Sheikh Hashim bin Mohammed bin Salman Al Khalifa, while the retail director and head of retail of the Saks Fifth Avenue, Bahrain, Ms. Alexandra von Chrysius, presented the second round trophy of the Saks Fifth Avenue Cup to Syed Al-Mada. Meanwhile, the managing director of Bahani Brothers, Hussein Shirazi, presented the 6th and 7th round trophies of the Porsche Cups to Syed Taleb Majid and His Highness Sheikh Ibrahim bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, respectively. While the managing director of Bahrain Jewellery Centre, Ahmed Shirazi, presented the 5th and 8th round trophies of Bahrain Jewellery Centre Cups to His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Mohammed bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Highness Sheikh Hashim bin Mohammed bin Salman Al Khalifa, respectively. The race consisted of 8 rounds. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning held 2 workshops with the heads and officials of participating banks in the housing finance programme and real estate development companies in Bahrain. The workshops aim at discussing opportunities to enhance partnership between the government and private sectors in providing housing services to citizens. The workshops were attended by the Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, Amna bint Ahmed Al Rumehi, the CEO of Real Estate Regulatory Authority, RERA, Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and officials from the Central Bank of Bahrain, the CBB. During her participation, Al Rumehi affirmed that the partnership programmes with the private sector launched by the government in the last period have effectively contributed to providing thousands of housing services to citizens in a short period of time, specifically since the launch of the Housing Finance Programme, which confirms the feasibility of the government's visions regarding the development of policies and plans to achieve the principle of sustainable provision of housing services to citizens. She said that since the introduction of the programme in 2022, the ministry has received more than 9,000 applications to benefit from Tasheel financing and the new Mazaya category benefits, adding that 80% of applications are from citizens who wish to convert the housing requests from traditional services to financing options. The ministry was able to meet more than 60% of those requests immediately, which achieves the goal of the programme. The minister affirmed that the participation of banks in the housing finance programme has significantly contributed to accelerating the pace of providing housing services to citizens, highlighting the notable progress in the government land development programme. For his part, Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Khalifa praised the effort made by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning and the success of recent housing initiatives. CBB's Executive Director of Banking Supervision, Khalid Hamid Al-Hamid, explained that the CBB is committed to continuing cooperation and consultation with the Ministry and banks to achieve the desired goals pertaining to initiatives supporting social housing. President of Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities at BICA, Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, received the Director of the United Nations Human Settlements Programme, UN Habitat, Dr. Fernanda Luna Redoni. The meeting discussed strengthening cooperation in enhancing cultural infrastructure and ways to achieve a sustainable and inclusive future for the Kingdom of Bahrain. Sheikh Khalifa affirmed Bahrain's commitment to developing a cultural and urban environment based on sustainability principles, emphasising the importance of enhancing mechanisms for cooperation with the United Nations Human Settlements Programme. For her part, Dr. Fernanda commended the efforts of the Kingdom of Bahrain, which serves as a role model in the development and improvement of cultural infrastructure. The Ministry of Works affirmed that it is working according to its plan to keep pace with the urban and investment expansion witnessed across Bahrain's various governorates. The Ministry emphasised its efforts to connect properties, including houses and buildings, to the sewage network, which contributes to expanding the beneficiaries of this important service. It announced the completion of the implementation of the sewage network project in Block 550 in Bidayah, which comes as part of its efforts to provide sewage services to different areas and ensure a healthy and safe environment for citizens and residents. It explained that the project serves 38 properties and includes the construction of 134 inspection chambers, as well as completing all the required road paving works. The Kingdom of Bahrain participated at the inaugural meeting of the Regional Security Dialogue between the Gulf Cooperation Council, the GCC, and the European Union, the EU, held at the headquarters of the GCC General Secretariat in Riyadh. The meeting came in implementation to the outcomes of the 27th Gulf European Joint Ministerial Meeting held in Muscat last October. It addressed various aspects of strategic cooperation between the Gulf and Europe in regional security. It also discussed efforts to counter terrorism and its financing, extremism, human trafficking, drug smuggling, maritime safety and cybersecurity. The meeting stressed on reinforcing cooperation in energy and food supply security, nuclear non-proliferation, disaster preparedness and emergency management, and discussed the situation in the Middle East and Ukraine. During the meeting, Bahrain's delegation emphasised Bahrain's commitment to enhancing Gulf integration in political, security and defence affairs, as well as strengthening the strategic partnership with the European Union and the international community for resolving regional and international conflicts through peaceful means. The Minister of Education announced that the registration for admission to the Bachelor's Degree in Education programme at Bahrain Teachers College for the next academic year, 2024 to 2025, is open until February the 15th. Bahrain's national wrestling team player Hassan Mohammed Al-Balushi won gold medal in the 41 kilogram category in the Union Wrestling Cup Championship held in the United Arab Emirates. The competitions were organised by the Emirates Wrestling Association under the patronage of Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The tournament witnessed the participation of 300 players in the junior and youth categories as part of the Olympic wrestling and traditional Emirati wrestling.